of North Carolina School of Media and Journalism, covering the full range of Tar Heel athletics. This is Sports Extra.
Welcome to this Friday edition of Sports Extra. I'm Josh Connor.
And I'm Leah Bailey. Non-conference game of the season, but the game was canceled early Thursday morning. Charlotte didn't have enough offensive linemen to safely play. During the past 2 weeks, 3 Niners tested positive for COVID-19, and contact tracing led to several offensive linemen being placed in quarantine. Charlotte didn't provide specific numbers about how many linemen had to be quarantined. Matt Brown and the Tar Heels were understanding of the Niners' decision not to play. Coach Brown said the following of the decision: "We're disappointed we won't have a chance to play this weekend, but completely understand and appreciate Charlotte's transparency. We were looking forward to competing against Coach Healy's group. As you know, we're good friends, so I hate this for him and his team. Hopefully, everyone affected is okay, and we wish them the best as they move through the season." The Heels have a bye week next week and play their next game on October 3rd against Boston College.
This week, we saw a massive shakeup in the college football world. Here to talk about it is football analyst Julia Roth. Julia? And figuring out the logistics with all these different start times this season, it's sure to be a challenge. Thanks, Julia.
The UNC women's soccer game against Wake Forest was moved earlier due to rain, and it was raining goals for the Heels on Thursday night. Brianna Pinto opened the scoring for Carolina with a shot from the ground at the 21-minute mark. This goal was followed quickly by an attack from Rachel Jones, who dispossessed the Deacon keeper for a goal just 2 minutes later. Jones capitalized on a penalty kick early in the second half for a brace, and Hallie Klinke closed out scoring in the 72nd minute with a shot just over the hands of the Wake Forest goalie. The Heels won 4-1 to continue an ACC winning streak that started in October 2017. Head coach Anson Dorrance said he was most excited about the skills in his deep bench.
We did have some nice flashes today, but the part I liked best was the reserve team can play.
The impact of COVID-19 in college sports reaches beyond varsity teams at UNC. It also affects Tar Heels who play internationally. Sarah Gray-Barr has the story.
Welcome back to Santo.
When junior Andrea Santiago was invited to play for Puerto Rico's U20 team this past winter, she had no idea how drastically COVID-19 would affect the world of women's soccer.
Given that all of us come from different parts, whether it's California, Puerto Rico, Boston, or North Carolina, everyone's dealing with COVID differently.
Santiago was selected to play for Puerto Rico after attending a winter training camp. With Puerto Rico belonging to the Confederation of North, Central American, and Caribbean Association Football, or CONCACAF, Santiago played against teams like Mexico, Nicaragua, and Trinidad in the Women Under-20 Championship.
I was really nervous going into it, but given that I was born in Puerto Rico, I felt very much at home.
Santiago began preparations for the championship in January. Training with the UNC women's varsity soccer team, Santiago practiced with athletes of all different playing styles.
I had already felt comfortable that practicing with the varsity team here would be a valuable and helpful experience.
Santiago's team made it to the round of 16 before taking a loss to Trinidad. When Santiago came back to UNC, she planned to continue playing with the women's club team. COVID-19 erased any chance of that happening. With club sports being canceled in the COVID-19 world, Santiago is unsure as to when she'll be able to play soccer competitively again. I'm Sarah Gray Barr, reporting.
Far as we make our way through.
Santiago and the team hope to get the ball rolling in the spring.
The start of the men's soccer season will have to wait at least another 2 days. The team was supposed to scrimmage NC State tonight, but the game has been moved to Sunday due to rain in the forecast in Chapel Hill. The Heels are projected to finish third in the ACC this season and will officially start their season on October 2nd against Duke. While some UNC athletes just started or are still preparing to play in their transformed fall seasons, Megan Missy tells us some former Tar Heels have been back at it for a while.
In response to COVID-19, the WNBA is playing a reduced 2020 season in a bubble at IMG Academy. Yet in just her second year in the WNBA, New York Liberty point guard Paris Key says her path from UNC to the league prepared her for the bubble.
You know, the game's different. Playing the point guard position is a tough position to come into and leading a team. So that was different for me. And of course, my weakness was making play calls, knowing what to call, and the chemistry with my teammates, you know, trying to get that gel. And then coming here into the bubble and having to kind of make that same adjustment of jumping onto the Liberty very quickly.
At UNC, Key left her mark. She ranked second all-time in career scoring average with 18 points per game and scored more than 1,600 points in only 3 seasons at Chapel Hill. Still, Key says it was the bumps in the road that taught her valuable lessons.
They were making it to the Sweet 16 and Elite 8, and then all of a sudden we were at the bottom, and we had to adjust. And then by my senior year, we beat number 1 Notre Dame when everybody was healthy. When NC State was undefeated, we were the first team to beat them. So, I mean, I've been in a few locker rooms where we, you know, kind of started from the bottom and worked our way back up.
With the Liberty, Key's levels of production led to her first career start against the Connecticut Sun on September 1st.
We went to the starting lineup. Of course, my first game, you know, a little nervous and excited at the same time, but I feel like I gave it my best, and that's all I could really ask myself to do.
Key says what she loves most about her new team is what she loved most about her college team. Everybody wants to win.
6 in overtime for North Carolina and Sylvia Hatchell.
I'm Megan Missy reporting.
Well, Josh, with Charlotte canceling the game this weekend, you have to wonder, were they scared about what they saw in the second half against Syracuse last weekend?
Well, Leah, with Sam Howell just lighting up to the air and Javonte Williams doing his thing on the ground, and let's mention those 7 sacks by the defense last week. I wouldn't want to step out against this team on the field. Well, that'll do it for this edition of Sports Extra.
We'll be back on Monday. See ya.